So back in October, we had our Autumn Fest. Y'all remember we had our Autumn Fest over at the Civic Center. And we were coming home from the Autumn Fest, and Anna told me that, she asked me, she said, did you meet the lady that was asking about Awanas? She was asking if we had Awanas at our church, and she said she's got a lot of kids, and it would be really cool if they came to church. And so she told me about Michael and Jennifer Hanson. And so the following Sunday, Michael and Jennifer showed up, and they came and ate breakfast with us. And they made it clear that they were just visiting. They were just in town for a little while, visiting, maybe a few weeks. And then after that, a week later, I was purchasing a truck in Dothan. And the guy I was buying the truck from said, hey, I was eating in Graceville, and I was eating at a restaurant there in Graceville, and I met this really cool family. And they have a lot of kids. And so we were eating, and their kids were so good in the restaurant. And he said they have a great story. And so they're visiting in Graceville for a little while. And you ought to invite them to come to your church. And I was like, as a matter of fact, they came last Sunday. And so, as you know, Michael and Jennifer O'Hanson have come, and they have stayed a little bit longer than a few weeks. And they've actually come and joined us here at Damascus. They are members here. And not only have they joined, they have very quickly become part of our family and become people that we love and have the joy to minister alongside. And so I've asked them to sit up here with me and let me ask them some questions. I'm going to do my best Oprah impersonation. Okay? And so I've asked them if I could ask them a few questions this morning, and just to share with us so we could get an idea of what the Lord is doing in their lives. And so I know you'll be interested in what the Lord is doing. So, Michael, can you tell me about your ministry, your family's ministry called Blessing Bags International?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Michael Anderson. My wife and I currently have 12, going on 13 beautiful children. And we've always had several children, it seems, and we look for opportunities for our children to serve together with us. And we have them in Awanas, have them in church all the time, study the Word, learning Bible verses together. But we also want them to put God's Word into practice, into action, not just be hearers of the Word, but doers. So finding a service opportunity for children of all ages has always been a challenge for us. So that's started our journey to find something, and ended up creating a service opportunity with our Bible study called, Blessing Bags, a little project. And God quickly put it on our heart that this is going to be what we're doing as our full-time jobs. So we do make care packages for a variety of people, homeless, day laborers, crisis pregnancy centers, also for just people in general to invite into church through acts of kindness bags. And that's part of it, is that aspect of reaching out with the blessing bag, which has the gospel and a way to share God's love with people. But some would say, such as us, the more important aspect is actually discipling our children and providing opportunities for them to serve together. So we've been doing this in Northern Virginia, DC area for over 6 years, and God was working in our hearts for several years to begin doing something different. And I think Jennifer might tell us a little more about that later.
All right. So Jennifer, how many states have y'all gone to?
37.
37 states. Okay. So what can you tell us what led you guys to traveling the country?
Is this on? Oh, now there's a button on it that says on. So we had been, like Michael said, serving in Northern Virginia for years. serving through DC, Maryland, and Virginia, serving with our church. And there were families that came out specifically just because there was no other option for, you know, their young children or children with disabilities. It's hard to find ways to serve just with children with disabilities, but anybody can drop items in a care package. And so the Lord started putting on our heart that we were going to take this elsewhere. We'd already done missions trip to Mexico. We do family-friendly trips in Baja and Sonata. So we take teams down with families and children of all ages so that they can have a top opportunity to serve outside of the country. But that wasn't what God was meaning. And so it continued to be pressed on our heart that we were going to leave everything. And I'm from Northern Virginia. I don't get out much. I'm a city girl. I've never been anywhere else. I mean, I visited you guys. I didn't even know there was people in Graceville, just being way honest. You know, that was where I've always been. And but the Lord called us at the beginning of 2020 to literally leave everything. We moved out of our 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house we'd been in for 12 years and literally give away all of our stuff. And we kept 6 bins of things that we stored at our mother-in-law's house and moved, finished 2 adoptions we were in the process of, and moved 8 kids into a 37-foot travel trailer to hit the road. And then 4 weeks later adopted a baby. Which was a nice sense of humor from God, but such a blessing. And so I thought people would think we were crazy traveling with 8 kids, and God was like, no, here's 9. So 3 of our kids are grown. We didn't just pick 9 of our favorite. And then COVID obviously made things a little bit different, so we went back kind of to our roots. We were bringing, you know, food to people who weren't leaving their homes. We did more door-to-door ministry again with blessing bags. But our heart has been to go around the country and get people excited about serving together, giving them easy service projects to do. I think we're so caught up in our routine and we're so busy that we miss the fact that when we teach our kids to serve, that we are helping them make their faith their own. And so in that time before we hit the road, the Lord put it on my heart to write a book. Because I felt like I didn't have the tools to serve around, you know, to go around the country and get people excited about serving, and then I leave and say, well, good luck, you know, collect 200 hand sanitizers and you can do this again. The Lord put on my heart to write a book, so I wrote a book called Growing the Servant's Heart. It's 52 gospel-centered service projects for families with children of all ages. So we go around, we get people excited about serving, let them understand the importance of serving. Like Michael said, we're not just supposed to be hearers of the word, but doers. And helping kids have a way to share their faith, right? That's what we want to do. We want them to make disciples as well one day. And so it's a good way to, you give a gift and you want nothing in return. And it's a great way for kids to go and share their faith. And so we go around and give them the tools to continue to serve after we leave.
Michael, what's the plan for the upcoming year? So coming up April 20th, y'all will be taking it off.
Right.
Travel. Tell us your plan.
Right. So we'll be traveling to get the remaining states that we didn't hit. We've got 37 thus far, but we have to go back up all the way across the top of the country and finish the rest of them and swim back down through Utah and across. But we're going to be doing the rest of the country over the next year, and then heading down to Mexico to host mission trips for families in the Baja and Sonata side of the Mexico, with the drug cartels on the side. So, Baja and Sonata side, there's a lot of orphanages and poor communities that we started there with 2 previous years, and families just have a great time serving there together, seeing something different than their normal surrounding, their normal needs around them, and see extreme issues in poverty and opportunities to demonstrate God's love, which a lot of kids don't get that opportunity because there's restrictions on certain ages for kids to go. So that's what we'll do. And then we're going heading back across the country to plant roots in this area.
In Graceville. All right. So a family could connect with you guys and go on these mission trips with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll be sending out information about the dates and opportunities don't have to worry about like a travel planner or anything, it's just us, and we'll coordinate everything, so it's just like the service projects we do, in the fellowship hall and stuff like that, it's all easy to do, pre-coordinated, family friendly.
I must say, we are so glad that the Johannesons have joined our church. We have enjoyed getting to know your family, getting to know your kids. Jennifer, what does it mean to you as a family to be connected to a church, and what does it mean to your ministry and to your family to be connected to a church?
So I didn't pre-answer this question because I wanted my heart to be in it. You know, sometimes you can plan what you're going to say when a question is asked. And we had a very large church back home, but it wasn't where God wanted to keep us, and He made that clear when we were leaving. We've been there 17 years, and the Lord, you know, He can harden hearts and open hearts towards people, right? And they didn't quite understand what our ministry was doing and what our calling was, and it was very hard to leave, but we knew that God had a plan in it, right? He was working on us coming here. We had no idea. I planned on just passing through, visiting my mother-in-law, maybe getting some free food at a really awesome church, and then just keep going. And you know, we came here, and you guys embraced us and our ministry and our family so quickly. And we knew probably 2 weeks in that you guys were our family, and God sent us here so that you guys could be the ones praying for us and supporting us as we travel. So it means the world to us. We love you guys.
Well, we have this Wednesday night, this upcoming Wednesday night, we have a Blessing Bags project that we will be taking part in the church. And so we are looking forward to being able to serve together as a family and to be able to reach out to our community through Blessing Bags. And so what will that look like this Wednesday night?
So I absolutely love Acts of Kindness bags because they're not for a target group like a homeless bag or a crisis pregnancy center bag or a bag for someone, you know, who's a shut-in, but this is a bag that you give to anybody. So it's a bag that you give to your mailman. You guys have one, I think, so you guys will have to pay for scissors for that. But you give it to your mailman, your trash man, you give it to the people you run into at the pig. You keep one in your purse or your car, and the Lord will tell you, because He will. You'll see somebody, you're like, that's the person I'm supposed to invite to church. Don't know why, but you put, this week we'll be putting information. It'll have the Easter services, and all of your awesome breakfasts and Wednesday night dinners and all the services and all the information on there, just like we got when we went to the Halloween thing. You guys are going to have an opportunity to give these out, and when you give somebody a gift, you take down a wall instantly, because you want nothing in return, you're giving them a gift, and ultimately the gift we want to give them is for them to have an opportunity to know Jesus, right? And so you're going to make these bags, and you're going to take them with you, and you're going to give them out all over Graceville and the surrounding area, and you're going to pray over those bags. Specifically, if you have children, like, let this be an opportunity for them to pray for a bus driver, a teacher, whoever that they're going to give this bag to. And then just watch God fill this church on Easter Sunday. You know, people haven't been to church, you know, in a very long time. Some people left, you know, because of COVID and never came back. And Easter is such a great time to just open those doors back up and remind them that, you know, it's never too late to come back.
Well, I know that you love the Johannesons, and you appreciate their being part of our family. And so would you give them a hand this morning?